Hi viewers, welcome to Ganesh Educational Hub. In this video, I am going to discuss BEEE Lab Viva's questions and answers. Here, the BEEE Lab means Basic Electrical and Electronics Engineering Lab. In this video, total 5 slides are there. In first slides, I will explain load test on single phase transformer 1 to 5 questions. In second slide, load test on single phase transformer 6 to 10 questions. And third slide, load test on single phase transformer 11 to 13 questions. And fourth slide, half wave and full wave rectifier 1 to 5 questions. And fifth slide, half wave and full wave rectifier 6 to 10 questions. Let's say go to the first slide. Load test on single phase transformer. First question, what is the operating principle of a transformer? A transformer works based on the principle of mutual induction. The transformer always works based on the principle of mutual induction. What is meant by mutual induction? The principle of mutual induction states that when two coils are inductively coupled, if current in one coil is changed uniformly, then an EMF gets induced in other coil. This EMF can drive a current in secondary side when a closed path is provided to it. See here, the mutual induction means if current in one coil is changed uniformly, then an EMF gets induced in other coils. This EMF can drive a current in other side or secondary side when a closed path is provided to it. The second question, what is the aim of load test in a single phase transformer? The main aim of single phase transformer is to find the efficiency and regulation of a single phase transformer by using load test. Here, the main aim of single phase transformer is by conducting load test, we have to find the efficiency and regulation of a single phase transformer. What is a transformer? A transformer is a static device which can transfer power or energy from one circuit to another circuit at same frequency. Same frequency means without changing any frequency. Here, transformer means we transfer power or energy from one circuit to another circuit without changing any frequency or same frequency. This is the transformer. What are the operators required to conduct the load test on single phase transformer? See here, there are 6 operators required to conduct the load test on single phase transformer. That is the voltmeter. Voltmeter can be used to measure the voltage. Ammeter can be used to measure the current. Wattmeter can be used to measure the power. And auto transformer, this is the main component in transformer. And resistive load, this resistive load is connected in load side and connecting wires. Next question, why the transformer is rated in kVA not in kilowatt? Here kVA means kilovolt amps and kW means kilowatts. Okay, why the transformer rated in kilovolt amps only? Why it's not in kilowatt? Okay, the core loss of a transformer depends on the voltage and copper loss depends on the current. Here in transformer, there are 2 losses. One is the core loss and second one is the copper loss. The core loss of a transformer depends on the voltage and copper loss depends on the current. The total loss is independent of the power factor of the load. Here, the total loss of a transformer is independent of the power factor of the load. Here, the core loss depends on the voltage and copper loss depends on the currents. That's why it is rated only on the volt amperes, VA. Let's go to the second slide. Sixth question, explain the regulation of a transformer. Regulation means voltage regulation. What is the voltage regulation of a transformer means? Here, the voltage regulation is the percentage of voltage difference between no load and full load voltages of a transformer with respect to its load voltage. Okay, so here the voltage regulation means the percentage of voltage difference between no load to full load by full load voltage into 100. So here regulation percentage equal to no load voltage minus full load voltage by full load voltage and into 100%. What is the single and 3-phase transformer? What is the single phase transformer and 3-phase transformer? What is the difference between single phase transformer and 3-phase transformer? See here, the transformer which works on single phase is called single phase transformer. The transformer which works on the three-phase is called three-phase transformer. List the formulas for theoretical calculation of a load test on single-phase transformer. See here, there are number of formulas are there to find the theoretical calculation of single-phase transformer. First is we have to find the primary side voltage, current, and power V1, I1, W1, and secondary side V2, I2, and W2 voltage, current, power in secondary side. Next to output power equal to it is represented by P naught equal to W2 into multiplication factor input power, Pi equal to W1 into multiplication factor, and percentage efficiency equal to output power by input power into 100. Next to regulation percentage equal to no load voltage minus full load voltage by full load voltage into 100. Next question, what is the condition for maximum efficiency of a transformer? Thus, the efficiency of a transformer will be maximum when the copper losses or variable losses are equal to iron or constant losses. On that condition only, the efficiency will be maximum in a transformer. See the condition, copper losses equal to iron losses. Okay, here the copper or variable losses both are equal. When the copper losses or variable losses are equal to iron losses or constant losses, on that conditions the efficiency of a transformer will be maximum. What is auto transformer? In this transformer, only one winding is used as primary and secondary. See here the difference. In this transformer, only one winding is used as primary and secondary. Also, primary and secondary are conductively coupled. This is called auto transformer. Next I go to next slide. See here 11th question. When copper losses occur in transformer, these losses occurred in the winding of transformer when heat is dissipated due to current passing through the windings and the internal resistance offered by the windings. Okay, next when iron losses occur in transformer, these losses occur in the core of the transformer and are generated due to variations in the flux. These losses depends upon the magnetic properties of the materials. This is the most important. These losses depends upon the magnetic properties of the materials which are present in the core. So they are also known as iron losses. Okay. Next question, how many types of iron losses occur in transformer? See here, we are discussing previous question, copper losses and iron losses. See here, the copper losses occurred in winding of the transformer when heat is dissipated. Here iron losses, core of these losses occur in core of the transformer, and it also depend upon the magnetic properties of the materials also. So, how many types of iron losses? There are two types of iron losses occurred in the transformer. They are first eddy current losses and hysteresis losses. First eddy current losses. The magnetic flux does not contribute anything towards the externally connected load or the output power and is dissipated in the form of heat energy. So, such losses are called eddy current losses. Second one, hysteresis losses. The hysteresis losses is defined as the electrical energy which is required to rely in the domain of the ferromagnetic material which is present in the core of the transformer. Okay, we'll go to next slide. See here, half wave and full wave rectifier. Next experiment. What is rectifier, filter, and regulators? Otherwise, define rectifier, filters, and regulator. This is the most important questions. What is the function of rectifier, filter, and regulators? See here, the function of rectifier definition is the rectifier converts AC to pulsating DC, pure AC to pulsating DC. Next, filter converts the pulsating DC to fluctuating DC. Next, the regulator converts fluctuating DC to exact DC, constant voltage, exact DC. What is the aim of half wave and full wave rectifier? Okay, the main aim of half wave and full wave rectifier is to rectify the signal and then to find the ripple factor, efficiency, and percentage regulation in half wave and full wave rectifier without filters. See here, the main aim of this experiment is to rectify the signal and then to find the ripple factor, efficiency, and percentage regulations. Okay, what are the operators required to conduct half wave and full wave rectifiers? Here there are some operators required to conduct the half wave and full wave rectifier is transformer, PN junction diode, resistance, multimeter, dual trace CRO, and breadboard. Okay. Next question. Explain the importance of ripple and regulation in the case of rectifiers. What is the importance of ripple and regulation in the case of a rectifier? See here, the ripple factor gives the idea about fluctuations in signal. How many fluctuations will be occurred in the signal? It will be give ripple factors. If it is less, means ripples are less in output of rectifier. See here, if it is less, means ripples are less in output of rectifiers. Regulations gives idea about the variation of DC output voltage as a function of DC load current. Here the percentage regulation is equal to no load voltage minus full load voltage by full load voltage into 100%. What are the various types in rectifiers and which one is best and why? There are three types of rectifiers are there. They are half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, and bridge type rectifier. Here the bridge rectifier is the best because PIV, peak inverse voltage, is less, efficiency is more, ripple factor is less, TUF is more, peak factor less, and transformer cost is less. Based on this condition, the bridge rectifier is the best. Next, fifth slide. Sixth question. Define ripple factor, efficiency, transformer utilization factor, TUF, form factor, and peak factors. These are the most important terms. First, ripple factor. Ripple factor equal to RMS value of AC component by average value. Next to efficiency, very simple. DC output power by AC input power. Next to transformer utilization factor, TUF. DC power delivered to load by AC rating of transformer secondary side. Transformer secondary rating current. Next to form factor equal to RMS value by average value. Next to peak factor. Peak factor equal to peak value by RMS value. This is the most important definitions in rectifiers. What is the peak inverse voltage of a diode in a rectifier circuit? What is mean by peak inverse voltage? Peak inverse voltage is the maximum possible voltage that occurs a diode when it is reverse biased. In reverse bias condition, the maximum possible voltage will be occurred. That is called peak inverse voltage, PIV. Next question. What is the importance of peak inverse voltage? Importance of peak inverse voltage. If the applied voltage in reverse bias condition exceeds peak inverse voltage rating of the diode, then the diode may get damaged. See here, if the applied voltage in reverse bias conditions exceeds peak inverse voltage rating of the diode, then the diode may get damaged. What is meant by regulations? Why is it required? It is measure change in magnitude between sending and receiving end of a component. Next question. What is the difference between AC and DC supply? What are the advantages of each? AC supply is sinusoidal function of T, but DC supply is constant for every time. DC can be storable but not AC. Here DC can be storable. We will store the DC voltages but not AC. AC can transfer for a long distance but not DC. The AC voltage can be transferred long distances but not DC. Okay, thank you.